From LEX 18, your official UK sports station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Tonight. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics.
Welcome to BBN Tonight. I'm Anna Tarullo.
And I'm Keith Farmer. Tonight, UK volleyball is in familiar territory at the big dance as the Cats advance to the Sweet 16.
We'll talk with legendary former coach Kathy DeBoer about that, plus another exclusive interview with head football coach Mark Stoops. Kentucky volleyball is on a roll in the NCAA tournament. A look into UK's fourth straight Sweet 16 appearance is tonight's Big Blue story presented by Baptist Health. The number 2 Cats swept their way to a win over UNLV last night in the Omaha bubble. Madison Lilly had an impressive 44 assists in the match as she recorded the assist on all but 6 of UK's kills on the night. That is awesome. Offensively, it was the Skinner sisters, Avery and Maddie, unrelated to Coach Craig. They gave Kentucky the boost on offense.
You know, as you advance, you're going to play better defensive teams. You're going to play teams that continue to make you earn your points. And so we have to find ways to do it, whether that's serving, you know, and getting some aces, whether that's getting a couple stuff blocks here and there. But you got to rely on putting the ball away, killing the ball. And we did that tonight. And if that's not going on Sunday, we got to do something defensively. So there's got to be a good balance in how you score.
And Kentucky will now face WKU on Sunday night at 10 o'clock on ESPN2. The Cats and Hilltoppers last met in the Big Dance in 2017 as UK stormed back from a 0-2 deficit to win in 5 sets. Keith, we have some awesome representation from the state of Kentucky in this year's tournament. Louisville and Morehead State both getting wins in the first round. That was the first in school history for the Eagles. Just makes it even more exciting when these teams are matched up against each other.
Hashtag volleyball state.
Yeah.
Love seeing them both get in there. I hate that they're going against each other now. Wish it was a little bit later in this thing.
That's right. Now let's continue our exclusive coverage of Kentucky football with Coach Mark Stoops.
Yesterday I caught up with the man in charge ahead of the team's final scrimmage for the spring session. Getting towards the end of this thing, does that make you, kind of sad to see it end? Do you wish you had more time to work with the guys?
Yeah, the mixed feelings. I think, definitely I feel like our team right now is getting a little bit tired. They go against each other for 5 straight weeks. We get them up very early in the morning, and they've been, going at it for a while. But we have to finish stronger. I was not terribly pleased with today's practice. I feel like we got to push through, get mentally tougher, in particular offensively. There's not magical plays out there. You got to go out there and compete and fight. And I felt like we took a step back today. So not very pleased. I want to continue to push. We have 2 practices left, and we have to get better.
You had the scrimmage. What do you do going into that final day, scrimmage to get this team ready as it goes into summer?
Well, you just want to see it continue to be clean and do the little things and execute the little things. So make the routine plays routine. And just get better in all aspects. There's not any one area that we don't need to improve on. We need to improve in a lot of areas. So we've got to be very conscientious of that tomorrow and have a good practice and try to get out there Saturday and be game ready so we have some confidence heading into the summer.
Where do you go after spring practice? Obviously I know you can't be with the players on the field, but how do you improve through that time? Yeah,
we dive heavily into player evaluations. We'll do that in the next couple weeks. We'll spend a lot of time evaluating our players. Our players will do a peer eval on each other and one on themselves, and then they'll meet with their position coaches, coordinator, and myself. And so we'll dive into it pretty heavy the next couple weeks with that. A lot of self-reflection and seeing areas where we all can get better. And then big picture stuff, the scheme and things of that nature. The coaches never really stop. We'll continue to do that. Looking at this spring, all the things we did well. How do you continue to build on that? Again, areas where we're falling short. How do we get better?
Recruiting still different?
Yeah, recruiting never ends. It never ends. I believe the restrictions as far as contact will probably end, I would think, in June. So I believe we'll have players on campus. We should get that announcement here today or tomorrow to allow recruits to come on campus, go through some camps, evaluate some players, and maybe even have some official visits. So we'll look forward to that in June. It'll be a busy June for myself and the coaches.
Coach Cohen has mentioned a couple of times how he's been impressed with the way Kentucky football practices. How have you guys laid that foundation to make sure you guys practice the right way and get the most out of it?
Well, I mean, there's always a fine line because the players get out there and there's heavy competition, and guys want to get out there and compete, and we want that. And so, we don't have a problem with playing physical. We know we're a physical football team. We have to be more detailed and execute and be more efficient in the pass game, and so we're working on that. But I think that, over time we've learned how to practice. I think that comes from our older players understanding the way we want to practice. There's always going to be great effort out there and enthusiasm, but you also have to be smart and protect each other. We've had a couple injuries this spring. It's a part of the game, unfortunately. But you don't want to be careless and get out there and fall on people all the time.
We also heard from defensive coordinator Brad White this week. He talked about what he didn't see from his guys during the team's first scrimmage last weekend and the improvements that he hopes to see tomorrow.
I thought we made defense look hard, in the last scrimmage. And at this point in the spring, and everything's been installed, we really haven't installed anything new over the last week. Maybe a call here or there, just a tweak, but it should have soaked in by now that they should be able to play and execute with pace, not just thinking about the call, but looking at the formation.
Now, Keith, I think we've heard this from every coach in the past 2 weeks, preaching consistency and clean fundamentals. When you got a lot of guys to replace, though, like Coach White does on the defense, it makes sense that you kind of have to rewind a little bit, make sure you've got the basics down and clean before focusing on anything else. So with a youthful group of guys, you're going to have ups and downs in the beginning. So it makes sense. Nothing to worry about too much.
I think they want to leave them playing at their best, because again, they are about to leave them alone as far as on the field goes. It's going to be all up to the players at that point to make improvements. All right, White also singled out several players this week, including redshirt freshman Octavius Oxdine. The former North Hardin star has been putting in the work this offseason and is down to 295 pounds after being listed at 318 last season. And Ox says senior Josh Paschal has been a huge help in his development.
Working out with him is like working out with a machine. He never gets tired. So when I'm over there wheezing, he's still going. So it's definitely hard working out with him. Ever since I came in, I kind of just followed behind him because I seen him as a real leader and somebody that does everything right all the time. So, and that's who I want to be. So I feel like he's helped me a lot, just technique-wise, life-wise, all that, like just life, honestly.
And that's something that we've seen that is helping this team. You're seeing DeAndre Square take several players and help them improve. You're seeing Josh Paschal with Oxdine helping him improve. And that's why this program continues to get better and better.
I was thinking the same thing, and I think all that boils down to recruiting too. You recruit good kids, become good men, and they pay it forward. It's cyclical. Yeah. And as we showed you earlier this week, Kentucky has a great group of veteran tight ends heading into the 2021 season. Jeremy Jarman of the UK Sports Network talked with us about that. Check out Jeremy's expectations for junior Keaton Upshaw under new offensive coordinator Liam Cohen.
That type of zone offense, the opportunities that it's going to create for a player like him that's tall and athletic, rangy, can catch the football, he could have a huge season. You start to talk about maybe trying to get close to QB1 Dusty Bonner and James Whalen, those guys. But I expect Upshaw to have a monster season, point blank. 40 plus, 50 plus catches, 8 touchdowns. I think he's going to explode on the scene this fall.
For a full breakdown of Kentucky's tight end position group, tune in to BBN Game Day Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Keith?
Well, 40 or 50 catches? I'm
Your jaw
mind
dropped.
blown. I know, all right? I'd love to see it, though.
Me too. Coming up next on BBN tonight, we'll return to Kentucky volleyball with legendary former coach Kathy DeBoer.
The Hall of Famer will share her thoughts on where this current team could wind up in the NCAA tournament. We, of course, hope it's in that final match.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we return.